Hey, this is Mark here. I started a YouTube channel a while back, something different I've been talking about doing. It's going to be a review channel. So tonight, actually, I'm doing a little security gig in Dalton, Georgia, where a lot of people know I'm a private investigator and I do security on my own. I do my own contracts. So tonight I thought I would just take a moment to talk about a few things. I am starting a new channel the first of the year. It's called M.A.R.C, and it's Military and Rifle Company. There is going to be some products released, and I'm not going to go into that right now. The reason is over the last, since 2006, when I had a knife business, Gear to Survive, you meet a lot of enemies no matter what job you're at, and a lot of backstabbing and stuff like that. I fought the dealers, different ones with different products for years at gun shows. I was in the gun show circuit doing 48 gun shows a year. And it was always back and forth war. You find your own product and sell it, somebody copy you. It was always a struggle sometimes. And I don't want to get into that. It is a free market. It's a democracy. You can sell what you want. But I always thought that if everybody brought something different to the gun show, everybody would make money. But that's just my philosophy. So M.A.R.C is coming out first of the year. We're working on some things. We're gonna still do some kinks. Right now we have a logo made, and I've shown it several times in some videos. And it's gonna be based on some products associated to rifles. It's not gonna be an FFL based stuff, so you don't have to worry about paperwork. But I am coming out with my own product, and it's going to be very interesting and fun. So I just wanted to release that and talk about it. All right. Another thing I want to talk about. Last week at a gun show, I was working the front door security, and an incident happened. Some of you might have seen some of the photos. If not, I'm going to put the photos on here when I put the video up. I was checking guns for a gun show. I won't say which gun show. Good people, good owners, they take good care of me. And probably it was pretty early in the morning on a Saturday. I'd say probably within the first hour. We had a guy come in, and he handed me an AR-15, and I'm pretty proficient with AR-15s. I got 12 and a half years in the Army. I've been in combat zones. I've been several places in the world, and I've been well proficient with handguns and rifles. I also was a deputy for almost 15 years, so I know weapons. Well, he handed me this AR-15. I looked at it. It was a little bigger than most. It had a little bulkier feeling. I said, "What is this?" He said, "It's an AR-500. I said, "Okay." So it looked like it was on an AR-10 platform. My job's not to really inspect the gun and ooh and ah about it. But I do get to look at a lot of different handguns and rifles. So I went to clear it, and I took the precautions to clear it properly, and the charging handle would not come back. So I gave it back to the fella, and I said, "Hey, your charging handle's not come back. You're gonna have to take this, and you're gonna have to clear it and get it opened." Well, within seconds of doing that, saying that, and handing it to him, he fired it off. Put about a 2-inch, maybe a 3-inch wide hole, almost an inch and a half deep by my foot in the floor. I took the weapon from him pretty fast, and I secured it. And I'm going to skip a little bit. What it looks like is when we got the shell casing, it looks like he had some sort of, it looked like a 500 round, which was probably in a pistol. And I'm not big on those pistols, but more of a Smith & Wesson 500, I believe it is. And the rifle, I think, was set for a 50 Beowulf, which I own a Beowulf, and I know what that looks like. The casings kind of taper in the back. And on what I saw on this one, it was not tapered. It was just flat like a regular AR-15 round, but it was very big. It was a very big round. I feel if that gun had hit me in the foot or anywhere that size round, I'd have bled out. So I was pretty lucky. I actually made a story saying that, maybe the devil sent this hitman for me and I cheated him, and maybe Devil should get his money back. I don't know. But I want to relate on something, and I don't do a lot of these speaking videos, and this is going to be something new when I do the desktop reviews. I won't say the dealer's name. I'm not going to. It's all in the past. But when I secured the gun and I had it pointed up in the air, I knew it was unloaded because that was the only round that fired, and I could see with the chamber was partially back. It was jammed up. It was jammed. So that's another thing that tells me he had the wrong round in this gun and probably had already pressed the trigger. And when he went to pull it back or whatever he did to it, because I couldn't get it to move, he fired that round off. But what inspired me was in law enforcement. I worked on an armored truck too in California area for a long time, 7 years on an armored truck. And I was there during the Rodney King riots, and you can imagine. But a dealer came up behind me, and the dealer started yelling at me. She started talking about I was irresponsible. I could have killed somebody. It was my fault. And I think the perception of this dealer was she seen me holding the gun after I'd taken it from the guy. So I kind of looked back and said, hey, you don't know the whole story, what happened. And, you know, chill out. And she kept going on and on and on. Finally, I had to tell her to get away from me, and she did. Other dealers seen this, and those dealers that defended later on that I did not fire this round. But the thing I'm going to make a point to on this subject is, you hear a gunshot, if you want to run to it, that could be a problem. And in a conversation today with a really nice gun dealer, I was discussing how dangerous that was, that this person who ran up on me could have made things worse, the way they acted. And you don't know in a situation like that what's going on when you hear a shot. You just jump in there and start screaming and yelling. So that kind of irked me a little bit. Actually, kind of fucking pissed me off. I guess I can say that on YouTube, right? TikTok would probably throw me off. But, you know we treat all guns as loaded. And we should always do that. Maybe I should have just grabbed it and taken it outside, but, you know, there's a lot of guns that come in with those bolts back or bolts forward, too. And this was a very, very one in probably 1,000 handlings of guns that this has happened to me. But I wanted to relate on it of safety, and don't try to cause a commotion when something's going on, because you might make things worse. But I just wanted to talk about that for a minute, maybe get some opinions. Like I said, I do believe it was probably a 500 Smith & Wesson. We did compare those rounds, and they are very much alike to the Beowulf. It's just a little different on the back of the casing where the primer strikes, or the firing pin strikes. So just maybe some opinions on this. Appreciate you guys, and I will give you more information later on some things I'm doing. And it's possible I'm going to do a review tonight on a start of something. Probably some Todd Heater knives. If you've ever heard of Todd Heater knives, Heater Knife Works out of Mississippi builds fantastic knives. So I'm probably going to do a separate video, and I appreciate you guys. Thanks.